All right, let's do this. Joe, I know this is interesting because you're like, what? It's Rashid. Yes, it's me. Look, I really don't want to spend a lot of time talking about this amazing, you know, opportunity or an introduction to this opportunity because the other day I did an intro and I literally walked around for like 30 minutes and I wanted to do a 5-minute intro and it turned out to be me talking for 30 minutes about this this just crazy, amazing program. So of course, that being the case, it is that good. Um, so I haven't really done an actual presentation because every day there's presentations being done by top leaders. They know this thing in and out. I've just really got my head around doing some of the things and really capturing the strategies that maximize the mining, opportunities in here with this program. So with that being said, I am not the one that knows all of the intricate pieces of this puzzle. I do have the information. I have reviewed it. Watched so many different videos. I've watched top leaders in this space, CPMD, Herschel, Crowe, Ken, and of course, Bitcoin Brandon, Brandon Ivey, and they do this every day. So if I'm going to do you justice and make sure that my audience gets the right information, then I'm going to invite you to definitely come on out to one of the presentations that Brandon Ivey is doing, CPMD is doing, Herschel Crowe is doing. These guys know this stuff and they're racking up massive, massive tokens every day because they figured this thing out. And so for me, um, you know, trying to get myself into the exercise mode, just really doing the things that it takes to acquire these tokens. I'm just taking it really middle of the road until I figure out, really the nuances of um, the admin, type things behind the program. And then me and some of my partners, I've already, my good friend Don, he's found ways to do some things to maximize the opportunity as well. So anybody that's on our team, then we do have some great strategies that will help you level up in a quick way, and you can start earning, you know, like some of these guys are pulling it in. But one of the key things that you want to know about this particular project, one, what is the project? The project is called MQT or Move Quest, and this is the Move Quest token. So Move Quest started out as GetFit mining, right? And GetFit mining, I think they said in September sometime. They're working on rebranding. They've done a few things. They're just trying to finish that up. So you'll see it as Move Quest here pretty soon. But the token is Move Quest. It started maybe about 5 months ago. And I mean, they've been, working on the program for years, but they didn't really revamp it and they didn't really kind of get the awareness out there with some big networkers, people that understood this space to help them, grow the business and really help work out some of the bugs and roll it out in the way they wanted to roll out. So some key factors that I want to highlight before I just show you a little bit about kind of what I've been doing and some things that you can do to go ahead and get on board. And then really, why am I even talking about this? Is my first like major video presentation about a project in 2024. We are 50% beyond 2024. Now, how crazy is that? My last major video was in January, if you remember January 6th. January, right? And I did my Ignite, in Fire in 2024. And it took 6, 7, 8 months before I saw something that was worthy of opening up this Zoom and talking to you right now. That's pretty crazy. Um, there's been a lot going on though. So that'll be for another time because it's a lot. So I just want to talk to you about this because there's a lot of great people out there that I've had the opportunity to work with. across the globe. I've recently, come in contact with a few of my really good companions out there that are still rocking and rolling and doing the business. So, but I want you, whoever's watching, I want you to understand something. If you have, tuned in back to Coach Rashid and Team Achieve, and you want to kind of see, hey, what is he talking about? What's going on? I want you to understand something very clearly because I always talked about this as we were growing. Last year was an amazing year. And so we started Team Achieve Prosperity Club, and we had, 4 or 5 really, really solid plays. Now, here's the beautiful thing. Those plays haven't gone anywhere. They're still here. And, I'm not here to talk about everything. I'm just here to talk about one thing. But I don't want you to lose sight. Why haven't I been, in play? Why haven't I been engaged? Why haven't I been, on these live streams, things like that? Well, it's not because the programs, died out and I didn't know what to do. It's far from that. I mean, life happens, I got kids, man. We had summer, we travel, we, did some things with the kids. We were trying to just, we took some steps back. And I said, man, I went hard in 2023. And so I felt like I really needed to focus on, I got a teenager now. He's doing his thing and I'm trying to get him right. Got, elementary school, getting ready to go to middle school, and then, he wanted to play baseball and just life happens and I love it. I love every minute of it. So I haven't been absent because I wasn't, putting in work. I was putting in work, but I was doing it with my family um, and I was monitoring the projects. What I said last year when we started Team Achieve was we're looking at mid to long term. We're looking at things that's going to mature at a point in time. And when they mature, they're going to be enough to cover for everything, all the mistakes, all the good, all the bad, all the crazy, all the, learning, everything, when we missed out on Bitcoin the first time, all of that. We wanted something to be set up. So 6 to 12 months down the road, they're all maturing, they're all working, they're all paying. And so we chose some great projects and that's what's going on now. Now, I'm not saying they weren't without problems. There weren't some challenges. We got legit businesses that, they're startup and they had challenges. So they missed their first quarter of payments that, we were expecting. So that has happened. Not going to say there's been all roses. It's been some challenges. But the difference is these are still the legit business with long-term aspirations. And we got in so early that we had to weather the storm with them. But there's great leaders, great networkers. The leadership is pulling together from the field to really support a lot of these projects. And one of them, my private play, that is amazing. People had issues with it back in the day when they first started. They had some fumbles. And they said some things and didn't plan out, and a lot of people got caught up in all that. But they just didn't see the bigger picture. And what was your intention? If you were in it for the long run, then you just said, hey, look, let's get it together. Let's do what we got to do. Let's move on. And that's what's been happening and now we're starting to see the fruits of that. So, and it's been literally since June of 2023. And now it's, what is it, September of 2024. And now we're just now seeing some of those fruits. Why? Because we stayed in the game. And I'm gonna tell you, while we were doing this, I was looking at things, but nothing really, really moved me to say I want to bring this to the community. But when I saw the GetFit project, it took me 5 months just watching to say, okay, I'll give it a shot. And at that point, I was a day late. You know how people say a day late and a dollar short? I was literally that guy. In 2020, I was supposed to get one Bitcoin when it dropped down to $4,000 or $5,000. It went to $4,500 in April 2020, and I didn't get it. By the end of the year, it was almost 20,000, and by mid and spring of 2021, the thing was 50 to 60,000, and now look at it, 60,000. So that would have been a rock star moment, but I didn't take it. I didn't make the right decision at that time. I taught about Bitcoin. I taught about big industries, and I talked about ETFs. I talked about how the micro strategies and everybody were getting on board, but I didn't take my own advice, and so that was a shot in the arm. And so years went by, and you hear people always talk about, this is the next Bitcoin, that's the next Bitcoin. You got to get this token, get that token. Well, you know what? I tried that in 2023. Somebody was talking about it. We had some good brothers that had a great plan, and me and the community, we got together and said, let's do it. So we dove in. Got in really early. Giving out free NFTs. Things were like, all right, let's go. And within probably 5 or 6 months, it was just a lot of confusion. And to this day, we don't know what's going on with that. And so they had a token launch. It took off, and a couple of my folks, they took advantage of it and it got out at the right time. But we were being told, hey, look, there's a bigger picture. There's going to be something major happening. You're going to be happy you're part of the founders. All that stuff. We've heard it so many times. It didn't work out. People are very frustrated with that program. And I don't get frustrated. I just shift and I move on to the next because I can't let it drain me. There's too many great programs out there. And so we moved on. And like I said, I didn't dive into something else. I just let it play out, listen to it every now and then, let it play. And I just saw it wasn't making the moves that I thought were real. So as we moved on, I wasn't looking for anything else. And so a partner of mine, he kept sending me stuff and I look at it, but I wasn't, interested in doing anything. And he's a good friend from Thailand. We've done some videos together and things like that in the past. And I was a guest on his show and things like this. So, really nice guy. And so it was literally, a day late and a dollar short. Let me give you the reason why I say that. Right. I know you want to get into the goods here. So I'm gonna quickly give you this quick story and let you know why I say that. We got, Bitcoin get another bite at the apple. You know how people talk about that. Had opportunity to get this particular one at come in at $1, basically. The token was $1. And the token is tied to the GetFit app. So there's an actual utility to this program. Whereas physical activity basically generates tokens, right? So you purchase a miner and that miner mines for you while you're doing physical activity. When you submit that physical activity, then there's tokens that get distributed to you. Simple stuff, right? Anybody can do it. Everybody can do it. So I like that concept because my wife been trying to get me to work out. She's like, yeah, you really need to, stay healthy. So I run around with the kids, but I don't really do anything, out there for myself, really pushing myself to work out. And so over time, just like you, I know a lot of you looking at this saying, yeah, I need to get up and exercise too. You exactly right. So you need to join the team and we can work out together. But at the end of the day, it's just, getting healthy is a good thing. And now we got a program that I'm looking at, and the guy sent it to me over time. And I watched Brandon Ivey talk about it on Facebook, and I still was like, it looks like network marketing. I don't want to do it. So I let it go. And I kept seeing it pop up. And so one day, like I said, a friend of mine, from Thailand, he hit me up and I was like, okay, I'll take a look. So when I looked at it, I said, this is what Brandon is doing. So I'm like, okay, what is this about? This was literally when it was about to launch, like official launch. Now, if you would have got in before the official launch, while they were, going through the hard times, which I know all about because I've been in a lot of these startups, they launched it on, they did the pre-launch on Binance, Smart Chain. And there was just, so basically you were working, helping them work out the kinks, which that's how it's done. A lot of people can't handle that because it's just too many questions on what's going to happen next. You don't know if you're going to make any money. You just think, I don't know, it's too hard. Well, they worked through the kinks, and a benefit of being in early was that you had opportunity to get what we call omegas, which is maximum mining capacity. You had opportunity to get some of those free, or you could get some at a very discounted price, right? And so that was a beautiful thing because if you understand now, which I invite you to, definitely check out one of the presentations. When you see what the power of the omegas are now, and you look and you listen to this again and say, Rashid said these guys would get them free or discounted. Oh my gosh, right? And I'm gonna tell you what's way bigger than that, right? I was given the information. The guy gave me his link right before the launch, July 22nd. I drug my feet because I haven't been doing anything. I've been looking at stuff and I just been like, whatever, I'm not doing no token thing. So I thought it was a token program and I said, it's not going to last. I'm just looking at one that's dying now. So that's how I felt about it. And then that night I slept on it. And you know how we say, don't sleep on it? Oh, I slept on it and totally missed the launch. The launch $1 per token. You need the tokens to purchase the miner. So let me just give you that. So I had to move some money around and all this and the other, right? So I haven't done anything in a while. So there's crypto sitting in my MetaMask, but I haven't done it. So I'm like, all right. So I'm trying to follow the steps, but this is day 2, right? Day 1, it was $1 when they launched. You have to buy X amount. And it was less than $200, right? Just I'm like, I can do this. I'll try it out. But I still didn't think it would go anywhere. But I said I'd give it a shot. So the next day, I'm still trying to, figure it out. And I think I supposed to swap, but I didn't have enough in there or something. Anyway, I had to, jump in there the second day. Day 2, it was already at $4. This is the token. In my head, I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, if it doesn't work out, I'm like, man, I could have put in X amount in 24 hours. I could have 4X my money. Like, man, that would have been like crazy, right? So I said, all right, cool. Well, of course, people were cashing out because, I mean, that's how token launches work. They launch, people take all their money, and then thing just drops. It go back to zero. That's what the other ones did that I watched and still watching. So day 3, day 4, day 5, it went from $1, hit about $4, got up to 5. Then it started to correct, right? Got down to about, I think, $3 and something. And I'm like, okay, all right, you know what? It is, it's happening. But I'm watching every day. I'm listening to the information. I'm seeing some of the big leaders in this thing, and I'm thinking, what is the attraction? And I say, okay, proof of physical activity. So you doing your physical activity is what's generating these tokens. And I'm like, okay. Now I do understand tokenomics a little bit. I understand the blockchain and crypto. If you get in early with this type of proof of concept, proof of physical activity, this consensus mechanism, if it will, then they're going to issue higher level of tokens because there's a lower number of people, right? So when they divvy out those tokens, and they're only doing 5,008 tokens a day. So if they're divvying out those tokens, if you're doing the work, you're going to get a bigger portion of those tokens, right? So I said, wait a minute. So at that point, here it is, day 3 or 4 or whatever, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I literally told the guy, look, man, if I didn't get them at $1, I'm not buying them at, $4 or $5. I said, no, I'm not going to buy those tokens. Why would I do that? But I saw that it didn't drop. It hit about $2, $3, and it started going back up. And I'm like, whoa, I never seen this happen. So when I see it going back up, I said, oh, you're not gonna get away with me. I said, oh, there's something going on here. So I'm listening to, the developer, owner of this program talk about the tokenomics. And I'm like, that is so different. And I said, what that person was saying, she straight up knew the business. She corrected all of the bad and basically gave us the best of the blockchain. I I bought in at $5 per token. I'm just transparent. I'm telling you right now. And I'm telling you this because I got people to this day that's going to tell me, straight up leader, somebody that was in one of my other programs. He put over 300,000 in that program. When I told him about this, Move Quest, and I'm gonna tell you, the price was in the double digits by now. This is 2 weeks in, double digits. Yeah, didn't go back down. It kept going up. Now, people are mining every day. People are putting in money. People are evolving all the way up to omegas. Now you have to pay to get there, which is amazing. But anyway, it's worth it because of what you're making every day. So those first 2 weeks that they actually launched the app, because you could get in before the app was launched. Now you're in position, get all your miners in place, and when it launches, you maxing out every day, right? So that's what a lot of people were able to do. I still wasn't serious about it, so I said I'm gonna buy and just hold. So I did that, but I'm watching it and I'm learning and learning. And I talked to one of the leaders, I think Herschel, he really was gracious, man. He helped me out. And I said, man, if this guy took the time to help me, let me get in the game. So I took it upon myself to learn more about everything he explained to me, how to get it going, how to, do that. I reached out to a couple of my partners and said, hey, what y'all think? You want to do this? And they were like, we'll try it out. Jumped in. I said, let's go. So that's when we really started to learn the steps and understanding what we needed to do to get in position. And I'm gonna tell you, when that happened and I started doing some of the tasks and I started to see how it worked, yeah, I missed a few days, a couple of weeks actually. I just totally, didn't understand how to do all that. But when I finally got the rhythm, I'm watching, Brandon Ivey talk about it. And when I see Brandon or Ken or CPMD and they, the coins at 12 and they're talking about submitting, they talk about claiming, one claiming 9 tokens, one claiming 40 tokens, somebody's claiming 20 tokens. I'm like, 20 tokens. And I look at the price and I'm like, wait a minute. If they claimed it at $5, that's one thing. But now it's at $12. Wait a minute. Then it goes to, we at 20, 50, about $15. And I'm just tripping. I'm like, yo, somebody just made like $500 in a day. And this is back then. That blew my mind, because that thing had continued to go. But what I saw it do, it went up. And when people started to sell, then it stopped at a certain point and it took portion of the funds, right? Because we pay fees every time you submit, every time you claim. So when people are evolving, submitting, or claiming, those fees help to build the pool. And that pool is triggered by the algorithm to buy back in. So it'll purchase tokens and and the price shoots back up, but it never goes below a certain point. So it's like higher highs every single time this happened. So the more people that are coming in and evolving and its fees are being collected, then the more often that happens, and that pushes the price up higher. So while I'm watching this happen, I'm like, oh my gosh, people need to get in this. This thing is crazy. So every morning I'm out walking, getting my steps in, right? I used to say it and never did it. Now I'm doing it and I'm getting paid to do it. So it's crazy. So I'm doing that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is out of control. And it is a beautiful thing. So you really got to see this. Look, I invite you to jump on every morning, 9 a.m. PST, which is 12 in the noon EST, right? I'll make sure I'll put the information in the description or whatever. So you can jump on one of these calls. You have got to hear them talk about this. Like I said, I haven't dove into at that level, but I'm gonna give you a little bit about what I got, and I can talk to you about the site, and I could do what I can, but we're in this together, and and you have to use the system, and it's always been about the system. When I was doing presentations and all that, I supported my team by doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I was providing that presentation because I was the one that had that information, and I brought it to everybody and I said, hey, community, this is how we're going to rock and roll. Bring your people and I'll do that part. Well, guess what? We have somebody that's doing that, that's how the system works. If you use the system, it will work for you. We invite you, we all go, we jump on a call with the experts and let them do that piece of it, because that's what they do. And when you need help, guess what? They have help set up too. So in the Telegram, they got the support system already there. You can jump on it, ask your question, get it answered, get plugged in, and you're rocking and rolling and making money. So we just use the system so that we can all benefit. We're doing something called Project 10,000. We got to get to 10,000 people, right? I want you to do one of these calls, and we're going to talk money, on the call. So I'm not going to do that now because I don't want anybody to kind of, getting pulled, one reason or another. But the workout is the benefits. I get up every morning now, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get my walk in, right? And so I have it broken down into 3 stages throughout the day, and I got a system now. I mean, that's crazy, right? I'm like buying, exercise equipment. I mean, this is like, this is really happening, right? So I'm just letting you guys know that this is real. There's nothing else out there like this in the time, like since 2015, 16, that I've been involved in, crypto, passive income, whatever you want to call it, even network marketing, but that's been 20, 30 years. This is the realest that I've seen. Like, you physically have to do physical activity. Like it's one thing to sell a product or sell a service or sell some long distance service or whatever. It's another thing that you physically have to get up and move in order to earn the tokens. So it is you that's responsible for your earnings, like 100%. If you don't get up and move, you don't earn. So I can't sit here and tell you, look, sign up now so I can get paid. Look, there's a minimal payment. So if you're in it to, hey, look, if you're a big leader out there, you're like, look, I'm gonna bring in people and I'm gonna sit on my butt and I'm just gonna collect money from these fees. Guess what? It's a one-time, commission, and it's a small commission. So they're not in it like that. This ain't network marketing. This won't be network marketing. This is proof of physical activity. If you get up and you move, then you're going to help the company grow. You're going to have the coin price go up. I'm telling you, if you want to join, if there was 100 people that's looking at this and said, look, Rashid, I think you're a nice guy, but I'm not signing up with you. Guess what? It's okay. You know why? Because I'm doing my physical activity. I earn tokens from that activity. If you're in my organization and you work out harder than me, I don't make money off of you at all. That's what's the beauty of it. So you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Nobody's trying to pull you to do something. What we're trying to do is get you off your butt and get you out there working out. And so you can become healthy. I can, get my summer bod on in the fall, you know what I mean? And just be healthy for my kids. That's point blank period. Be healthy for my kids. That's what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter if we're on the same team or if you're, with somebody else, you're helping to build the organization. Here's why. This is why I'm going to tell you. When you focus on the 10,000 people coming into the organization, and I got to give it to you straight because this is mind blowing. Nothing else out there like this. When we get to 10,000 people, I am not, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not providing financial or investment advice. I am not telling you that because something has said we can make this kind of money, you're going to make any money. I can't tell you that. I can't promise you that. I'm never going to guarantee that to you because you may not get up off your butt and do nothing. Then you can't make any money. Then you're going to blame somebody. Nope. Blame yourself. Because when we get to 10,000 people, when you listen to the developer, the owner, the one that created this program, and how she created this program, how she monitors it, how she breaks it down. We've all listened and we all were like, oh my gosh, get to 10,000 people, that token easily, and this is just the numbers, will be around $4,000 per token. So put that into perspective for what motivates you to participate in us getting to 10,000 people, right? The commissions are nothing compared to that token doing what Bitcoin did because it's based on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's doing exactly the same types of activities. They have built it on that same program so that everything works out and it will grow the same way. And this is so, so, so powerful. My gosh. And so why would you believe that this token could do that? I'm going to show you that right now because it's not about me. It's about us. And I'm going to get healthy in the process. But let me show you something while we're sitting here chit-chatting. All right, let's go here because I want you to see this with your own eyes. And when you do, don't be surprised. Just be excited like me. All right, let's go here. I got to verify that. And then I got to bring you up to speed. All right, hold on. Let me give you this right quick. We're going to share this screen right quick. I need you to check out something with me. All right, so what we see here, right? We're at a point. So this is today, okay? So what I want to do, so you're looking at this because I never told you how much the coin price, the token price is today. The token price today is $63 per token. How many token launches after the first 2 or 3 days? One, is still around helping people make money. Two, didn't basically run off with everybody's money because some whale came in and scooped it all up and ran away. Stay focused here. All right, so let's look at this real quick because like I said, I don't want to take too much time. I just want to give you some hits. This right here will give you an idea about why everybody is so excited about this token. If you look at CoinMarketCap, and if we get a chance, we'll go to CoinMarketCap as well. CoinMarketCap shows you the top trending and the top gainers, right? And the top losers. Guess what? MQT on Avalanche has been the top gainer and top trending ever since it started. How crazy is that? Boom. But what you see here, you're probably saying, oh my gosh, but look at all that red, Rashid. Look at all that red. Oh my gosh, but look at that green. You heard me. You remember I told you that the algorithm is set up to repurchase at a certain point. It repurchased at $60.75. It didn't repurchase at 10 or 20 or 30. We're past that a long time ago. You know what I called my mission in this program? What I saw as a theme? 50x in 50 days. I know you're like, that ain't never. Oh no, ever. Yes, it's already happened. So if it started at $1 and we're at 63, July 22nd was day one. It didn't start mining until about the end of July, maybe the 1st. So let's say the 1st of August. So August 30th would have been 30 days, 1 month. Today is September 2nd. It's not even 50 days that it's been functioning. So if August 1st was the first day that it launched the mining, but I want to take it back to July 22nd because it was $1 then. So July 22nd was the dollar. And so 10 days later was what? August 1st, or 8 days, right? So you're looking at September 2nd. So we're looking at about 40 or 50 days. So 40, let's give it 48. So it's almost 50 days and we're past 50x. How crazy is that? So when I said, this was like 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, the way this is going, it's going to be 50x in 50 days. And guess what? It passed 50x before the 50 days. And the developer, based on what she has done with this, and based upon the fees and based upon the liquidity, right? That's 3 million in liquidity. You can withdraw all day long. Guess what? They're still going to be able to keep rocking and rolling because they built it right. 1.3 billion market cap. So when we look at this, right, we've been told by the owner that based on what's happening since they launched, by the end of the week, it could easily be over $100 per coin, per token. Why is that important to you? Why are you looking at the screen now saying, oh my gosh, I missed it? Let me tell you why that's so important. Because you didn't miss it. Because when we submit our daily activity, we get paid in MQT, whatever the rate is at that time. Let's say, for instance, you put in work and you get back, you've maxed out on distance, on steps, activities, sleep. Yeah, you get paid to sleep, not when you sleep, but to sleep. So if you sleep long enough, you're going to get paid for it, and so on and so forth. So you do these activities, you max out, and bam, 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 right? And I'll show you that in a minute. You could easily earn 1 MQT. Now, people were earning 4 or 5 MQTs when we first started for maxing out. Some have multiple accounts where they were maxing out on multiple accounts, and they were easily making 12, 15, and up a day. Think about it. If you could earn 12 MQT a day and the price stays at $60, ain't that crazy? What's that? 12 times 60. You could make $720 a day if you were doing 12 MQT times 60. But right now, you're not going to do that because of the difficulty rate, if you understand blockchain and mining. So let's say you made 1 MQT per day. Just one, at $63. You could make $63 per day just because you exercised and kept yourself healthy. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. But let's look at something here, because you may be saying, okay, Rashid, that looks, that looks tough. Okay, well, let's go back. Let's take it back, a little bit, a little bit. Let's go. So that's 4 hours. I want to go, I want to take it back. I'm trying to get it. Let's see. How do I get it? All right, there we go. All right, so let's go back 1 month. And let's do, there's 1 month right there. All right. So here's the thing, right? Because obviously we got to make it do what it do. All right. So just so you don't get, I don't want to read every little piece of this. So when we take it all the way back over here, we're talking August 3rd, because I don't want to move the screen and all that, because I'm not really good at all this. I'm on my laptop and I'm normally using my desktop. But so right here it says August 2nd. And the price was $2.50, $2.80, or whatever. So this was August 2nd at $2.90. And then let's come over here to August 13. We're at $3.19. And it went up and down a little bit, not much, right? And then what do you see happening? What do you see happening? Oh my gosh, Rashid, wait a minute. Over here on August 18th, 5 days later, it's at $12. From $3 to $12 5 days later. Oh, wait a minute. What happened next? Oh, let's go. Oh my gosh, Rashid. August what? August 19th? August 20. August 20th with $19. Oh, what happened? What happened? We get up here at August 20th. The same day we're at $27. Went from 19 to $27 the same day. And then yes, people start to sell because it was like, oh my gosh, it can't be real. It can't happen. Okay, no problem. And look at that. People buying and selling, buying and selling, buying. All of a sudden, boom, $31 on August 23rd. 3 days later, we're up $4 again. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, buying, selling, buying, buying. Oh, look at that. Over here on August 25th, we're at $37. People were like, oh no, they can't. I mean, come on, we got to sell. So they start selling. A lot of them impulse sales. People get scared. Was it? And they got diamond hands. They got flimsy hands. And look at that. Boom. They just sell. They dropped all the way down to 29 bucks. On August 27th, it was at $29. And guess what happened? Right, it all the way back up to $47, baby. $47. And then as time went on, let's get 28, 29, all the way to the 30th. What we at on the 30th? On the 30th, we're at $48 on the 30th. Put that in now. On the 30th, $48, $49, right? On the 30th, on the 30th. On the 31st, we hit $51. On the 31st, we hit $51. OMG. That's crazy. But you thought that was it. No. And a few days later, 3 days later, we're at $63. It hit $64 at one point right there. $64 September 1st. $64 September 1st. This right here, if you started back here, great. But if you didn't, guess what? If you're doing the work here or here, it doesn't matter. If you're doing the work August 1st or you're doing the work August 31st, if you're doing the work September 2nd, you still are going to get paid whatever the MQT is at that time. So when you come in and the miners are the same price as they were before. Now, if you got in pre-launch, then, well, yeah, there were some that were free. There were discounts. There was a lot of great stuff going on. I missed that. So I got in, I purchased at $5. Guess what? I bought some more tokens at 15 because I said, this thing is out of control. So I purchased a nice chunk and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So that's my story. And that's, I just want to show you what this token is doing, because to me, that's outstanding, right? So the only other thing I will do, because I'm not giving a presentation because that's not my space, but one of the things that I'll do is I'll show you this app. And because I got to put in some work, man, y'all, I can't be just hanging out. So let me go over here. Let me see if I can share this screen. Connection. Let me go back and get the connection. All right, let's see if we get that connection back. Okay, I think we're okay. So I'm gonna bring up that. Let me bring up that real quick. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can. Oh, well, I don't know. It might be already showing. Let's stop. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to, because I got my phone. I got the app on my phone. So I have to bring it up on my phone. All right. So let's go here because I want to show you this. Show you this right quick. Let's go here. All right. Let's do this. So this right here is, let's just take this right out. So what you can see is you got MetaMask, you got the Fit. This is your Google Fit. I'm an Android guy, just so you guys know. I hear people talking about, Apple and all that. Look, I ain't never been Apple. I ain't trying to be no Apple. I'm straight up Samsung, and that's what we rocking with, or OnePlus. So Android all day, baby. So anyway, we got the Fit app, right? So we hit that, right? And so what we're working with here, and this is I'm just gonna give you a quick run through. So as you can tell, so today, I got 3,000. I've done 3,994 steps. I did that in my backyard, by the way, here in California. So we ain't got no backyards in California. So if I can do almost 4,000 steps in my backyard, I'm doing some walking. But I do, like I said, I do it in phases. So I did some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening. I have never maxed out, by the way. Probably won't. Anyway, so you set your Health Connect up, your Google Fit, you set that up, and you just kind of, if you want to put some goals, I put some little daily goals, and I've been hitting my daily goals. They're not like maxing out like with what Google with GetFit wants, but it's just my personal goals, right? So I can get myself to a point where I can really rock and roll. As you can tell, I finally kind of got into the swing of things, and that's why um, my heart points are high, because I figured it out basically what I needed to do. So that's happening, burning calories while I'm walking as well. Now I have an activity that I do, right? So that's something that you can figure out what activity you want to do, and you can do that. And that activity is like a workout. So you'll see that in a minute on the GetFit app. Then you got your sleep. Make sure you're sleeping at least 8 hours. I'm sleeping 8 hours every day. It's crazy how I sleep like exactly 8 hours, huh? So you got the schedule, you can schedule that. So you set that all up, right? Bedtime, 11 to 7 is my thing. Heart points. So this is just part of the Google Fit. As you can tell, just, it depends how much per day, it pops in right there. And then I got my steps, every day I got a goal, and I meet that goal. Like I said, it's not what the GetFit app wants, but it's just me pushing myself. And then energy, obviously, is your calories, right? So, so that's cool right there in itself, right? So now we got the GetFit app. Um, and you want to download that, put it in your phone, bam, and you're good to go. But a lot of people really just focused on, okay, how do I make money, right? So you make money by those feet moving. That's how you make money. So as you can tell here, right, you can click on that and it'll show you that you get additional points depending on how fast you're walking. So if you're moving fast enough to, if every minute there you meet a certain threshold, then you'll get additional 100, um, based on how many steps you took within in a minute. So every minute that if your intensity is up and you're moving, a lot, then they're going to give you additional 100 for however many steps, within that range. But if your intensity is not as much, then of course you get 80. If it's not as much, it's 60. And it's all based on, okay, within a minute, how intense are you, right? So if you're moving fast, then you're going to get more points added on to your steps. So I've had some, high, some middle. And so as you can tell here, I'm kind of in the middle of the road there. So you can see every day, yesterday was at the first total was 8,000. 31st, I took a break basically, 5,005. But look here, on the 29th, I was over 11,000. I've never been to 20,000. like just so you guys know, I'm not Superman. 10,000 is kind of my range. So if I get to 20, I'm gonna be like, what did I do that day? I don't know. So anyway, but that's how that works. I mean, it's pretty simple, and it just kind of shows you, calories burned, and it shows you the miles there. So I've done 1 mile. I think the max I did was 5 miles. Like I said, I'm not a star athlete, by the way. Your activities, then your sleep. So all that's there. Now, basically, when you first start, right up here in the top, if I click on that, so yeah, sorry about that. So when I hit this, right, the three dots at the three lines at the top, the menu. So when you first come in, you got to go down to step by step. Hit that guide and then let that guide you. And so you want to give access to everything in there. Oh, well, I guess I did everything I got. So yeah, you just authorize activity and you're good. And then Google Fit, you set that up, right? Just follow the steps, hit authorize. Mining, tells you exactly what you need to do, right? Right there, submit, claim. You can submit 2 last days. You can claim at least once all the days submitted prior to the 2 last days. So that all that is right here under earning. So if you hit earning and you scroll up, so you can submit on these two right here, right? And it shows you how much you did in a snapshot there. So yesterday I did about 8,000. I thought I did about 20,000 all the walking I was doing, but for some reason I don't know what happened. So anyway, about 2 miles, da 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 da. So it calculates all that, gives you some shares, of that, and then it collects everything for each day based on those numbers. What are those numbers called? Whatever. Anyway, those numbers, number 19957585960 all the way. So all these, numbers, kind of like days, I guess they just use numbers. So that's 10. So some people claim at 10, some people claim at 20. You can claim at 30 days. The claims will never go away. This is how you get paid, right? So I'm not going to do that now, but that's how you get paid. So some people always ask the question, well, how much are the fees, right? So I go up here to my wallet, and so you can go scroll down to the bottom there, and it shows you transaction fees for staking, claiming, and submission. So when I submit, then it's 0.002, right, plus 0.026. The other day I did a submit, and I had 0.2, and it didn't go through. So I think that they're doing some hanky panky when it comes to that. And fees are fees. You're gonna have to deal with fees. This is what happens, right? This is the sustainability piece of the program. When you pay 30 cents to $3 for the submission or claim, guess what happens? A portion of that goes back into the pot, right? To purchase and pull MQT out of the market, and it's held in what they call the TVL in the vault. It's held, for about 60 years or 40 years, 60 years, something like that. Anyway, it's not going to come back, because if it came back, what do you think would happen? If it comes back, then that means that you'll have too much in the market, too much in the public. When you have too much currency in the public, then the value of the currency goes down. But if you continue to burn tokens or remove them from circulation, then the price continues to go up. Thus, the price is continually going up. And there is nobody, there is no whale, there is nothing that can come in and stop that from happening. So if you want to be part of a program that works, this is the place you want to be, right? So these are the three things that get you to where you want to go. We can look at, let's go over here. We can go to, so you're going to need AVAX, USDT AVAX, and MoveQuest, okay? That's automatic. You got to have it. Now, as long as you have an Avalanche network, then you will be able to use this activation code. So let's say, for instance, you go to getfitmining.com, all right? It's going to ask you for a code. When you get there, you can use CoachR, right? I made it simple. I didn't even put my whole name. I just made it simple, CoachR. And that code, boom, will activate your account. Or you can just click on that link, activate your account. When you get yours, you come in and then you can do the same thing. Simple as that. Pass it out to your friends and family, and everybody's working out. Everybody's happy. It's awesome. So right here, the next step after you get everything set up is to purchase your Lenny miners. Your Lenny miners are the first miners, right? You can't jump past Lenny. Lenny is number one. So you purchase a couple of Lennies. This is the minimum. This is the bare minimum. I'm going to tell you straight up, bare minimum, right? I'm not here to do any training. I know this went a little longer than I wanted it, but if you're in the game, then this is what you have to do. Purchase 2 Lennies. They're $50, right? We purchased 7. We got in at a time that there was some benefit in purchasing, more. And we did that, and we're getting that benefit. But if you say, look, man, look, I don't have the money, or I don't understand it enough, I want to start off at the minimum. Okay, a lot of people do that. It is fine. The minimum I would tell you right now is $50. The minimum that I would ask you to do, because you're going to need to do this, is $100. Okay, you got to have USDT and MQT to do this. So let's say you put in $400 of not MQT, $400 of, let's say you $500. This is what I'll tell you. $500 USDT AVAX. $500 USDT AVAX. Let's say you do that, right? You put that into your MetaMask. Then for your MQT, you need $100 worth of MQT, so you can have 2 of these. Okay, not a problem. So let's say you do $200. MQT, just so you can cover, because the price is, it's going to be 50 no matter what. They're not raising the price on these. Now, after that happens, though, there's an evolve, right? What we call an evolution of tokens. These evolutions go from Lenny to primary, primary to ultra, ultra to alpha, and then you're going to need 2 miners, alphas, that will get you an omega. Everybody wants an omega because omega is going to give you 300% mining power. Yeah, that's right, 300%. So when you see those numbers, after you do all of that, activity, you're doing those workouts, you're getting those steps, and you're like, man, that was a great day. Your numbers go up because your miners are working harder. Would you like to have 100% mining, or would you like to have 300% mining? Because your NFT is working for you. They're collecting the data, and they're sending that data over to that GetFit mining app, and that's how you're going to get your MQT. So if you have maximum mining, you get maximum return. If you have minimum mining, Lennies, right? If you say, I'm just going to buy me 2 Lennies and I'm going to let them work. Lennies work at 50%. That's going to be 50% one Lenny, 50% another Lenny. Okay, so let's say you get 100% mining activity, but you get a very small percentage because so many more people are at Omega. Because when we first started, that was the incentive, is to get the Omegas. And so some people have 1, some people have 7, some people have 8, some people have 10. It doesn't matter as long as they have docking slots. Right? Right now we have 7 docking slots. But if you create another account, that means you have 14 docking slots. Okay? Totally different, thing to talk about. But right up front, you got 7 docking slots. In order to get your NFT to mine for you, you will need to open up these slots, which obviously they cost a little bit. And you're looking at, what's this, 0.15 of MQT, 0.15. So you're looking at about, what is that, 1%? Maybe of MQT. And so, I know you can make that happen. Okay. So MQT is 60, that's what, $6, right? So anyway, you see how that works. So you get those opened up, right? And if you have 2, you only need 2 open. Okay, you open up 2 of those, you get your Lenny, and you evolve it up to that particular alpha. You get your other Lenny, evolve it up to that alpha, and then you pay, it's $200, and that'll get you to the omega. And think about it. Let's say you looking at the numbers, $200 to get me from alpha to omega, just that one. But MQT is worth $60. So what happens when you do the numbers? If I work out 1 week after let's say I paid $200, right? For the $100 for the MQT to get those 2 Lennies and $200 to evolution to omega. You got to do some other things in the middle, but I'm just giving you some quick numbers. So let's say you spent $500 total and you're mining and you're doing your phys activity every day. And the price of the coin is $60. Let's say you're getting 2 MQT every day, 2 every day, 120 every day. In 1 week, you've already got your money back. In 1 week. There are people doing that in a day because they have invested to that level. But that just gives you an idea of how powerful that is. Okay. So anyway, you have to unlock the miners, and I still have one that I haven't unlocked. And there's a reason for all of this. Like I said, I'm a late bloomer here, and I don't have all the answers, and I didn't, I missed a couple of steps, and so I had to kind of regroup. That's why I want to make sure that everybody else do it the right way, right? Get you a couple of Lennies and get started. But if you want a strategy to max out as quick as possible, then you need to get on the calls or get in touch with me. We have videos that can walk you through every strategy. It's amazing, right? So, and then you can kind of collect anybody that joins will be here, right? And then you can claim right there. So it's just that simple, easy business. Nothing hard here. Just physical activity, get your steps in up to 20,000, get your steps in up to 20,000, up to 10 miles in distance. If you want to ride a bike, if you want to walk, run, jog, whatever it is, that'll be calculated for you. You do some activity to give you 2 hours to do activity, give you 8 hours for sleep. All of that is calculated and it gives you points. And those points, you can go ahead and submit every single day or every couple of days. Don't miss a couple of days, because after 2 days, that whatever that last one, it will not be available to you and it is gone forever. Believe me, I know personally because it happened to me. So that is real. But at the end of the day, we have the most amazing opportunity to get fit by using the proof of physical activity. This is where health and wealth go hand in hand. And the only thing I would ask that you do is jump on one of these calls with our guy, Brandon Ivey. Brandon Ivey he's a master at this. He's been in the game a long time. He has his own academy. I too have my own online, personal development course. So we've been in this for a while, but this program, he's really good at delivering the message, showing you pretty much everything you need to know. And Herschel Crowe, he breaks it down piece by piece. CP&D, they really, really have basically helped me learn so much in this program. So I really, really, really reach out to each and everybody and say, look, if you want to get healthy, you want to get fit, and you want to get paid, get started today. All right. Hey, if you need to know more, definitely give me a call. Hit me up, Telegram, email, text, whatever. Let's talk about it and let's get you started. All right. Like I said, took me 8 months in 2024 to come on and actually talk about a program. And this is the one that I'm talking about. All right, guys. Look, we'll be in touch. Get fit, get started, get paid. That's what's up. This is 2024, and it's just going to be an amazing year for us. All right. See you tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. and every day, 11 a.m., 9 a.m. They got calls, presentation, and they have the training right after. Can't beat it. All right, definitely get in touch with me. Like I said, this is not financial advice. This is not health advice. This is just my personal experience. You saw my numbers. I'm not, at the top. I'm not the one, doing 10, 20 miles a day. I'm doing pretty much the minimum and just trying to make sure that I maintain so I can continue to grow. And and I'm not out here to hurt myself, right? Some people are doing the most. I'm just trying to, maintain, keep healthy. And hey, when my body says I can do more, I'm going to do more. And guess what? The token and the price continues to grow. Hey, that's all I got for you. I don't know. It says trying to connect. It might be, my signal might be dying on me. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. I will be in touch. If you need to talk to me, get in touch with me. All right, peace. And I'll see you all on the next one. This is how we do it.